Now, before I bring on today's guest, it's a time for another installment of Mea Culpa, where I apologize for something bad I did in order to try and get ahead of a vicious media cycle. So yesterday on the program, I brought on Justin Robert Young. We talked about the Mueller report, which found no evidence that Donald Trump had colluded with the Russians to win the 2016 election. Now, you may or may not know that for the last 2 years, I have been also conducting my own federal probe on whether or not Mike Pence colluded with the Amish. Now, let me first say how proud I am of all that the Heaton probe accomplished. With 15 full-time attorneys, 2 undercover Mennonites, a mascot, and a budget of $16 million, we conducted the most extensive investigation in vice presidential history, second only to the time Spiro Agnew strangled a Denny's waitress. Over the course of our probe, we subpoenaed 350 butter churners in Lancaster County, Pennsylvania, by fax, and then later, after the advice of counsel, by mail. Now, let me stress, this was no witch hunt. We had a specific, narrow remit. Did the Amish hack the DNC server back in 2016? And did Mike Pence knowingly accept that data from them in order to tip the scales of the election? Now, unfortunately, about 8 months into the probe, I completely lost interest and then just plumb forgot about the whole thing. At some point, any emails with probe updates or Mike Pence in the subject line got automatically moved to my spam filter, which our IT guy, Timmy, failed to pick up on. In my mind, that makes Timmy the real villain in all of this, and for that reason, I have recommended to Attorney General William Barr that Timmy be given the death penalty. Whatever the case, I had done virtually no work whatsoever on our Mike Pence Amish probe by the time my colleague Robert Mueller filed his report on Russian collusion. So 2 nights ago, I drank 7 Red Bulls and pulled an all-nighter. But around 5 a.m., I threw in the towel, and a decision which brings shame to my family, I simply copy and pasted the Warren Commission's report about JFK's assassination, changing the words Kennedy to Moscow and the word shot to colluded with. Then, after turning in my report to the Attorney General, I tried to extort Michael Avenatti for $20 million. I regret my actions, and I would like to apologize to Mike Pence and his family for insinuating that he is Amish. I'd also like to apologize to Lee Harvey Oswald, who did not collude with the Russians from a book depository, at least this time, despite the contents of my report. Thank you.